Welcome back to Joystick Maverick in episode 6. I'm Ernie Hawkins, he's Dom Irvin, and we are your hosts. This week's a busy week, man. It's the first week of May. Today is actually, for all you watching, Star Wars Day. And because of Star Wars Day, we're going to kick right into it. Happy May 4th. Let's see if we can't get this party started, shall we, folks? Let me see. Sharing is caring. Not you go ready to go and play.
I love that background of the neo pop wave Groot.
Yeah, right. It brings me joy. It's my color palette. It's Joystick Maverick colors too. It hits all the right little buttons for me. I love it.
I dig it.
But happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. It feels weird. I used to celebrate the day after this day a lot harder than I did this day.
In the day.
you know. But now I get to just kind of take it a little easier. I'm a little older, a little wiser. It is a Tuesday after all. So now we get to just enjoy Star Wars and let all the content wash over us. Because today, not only do we get Star Wars Day and all the Disney Plus action that goes along with it, we also get the premiere of The Bad Batch.
Yeah, this is exciting. I am so pumped for this. The Clone Wars is some of the best content that Star Wars has created. It's single-handedly saved the prequel trilogy for a lot of people. Not me. I'm a prequel trilogy apologist. I love that. But it's really cool, and it looks like their animation quality is taking it up to a next level. It looks like their kind of set pieces are taking it up to a next level, and I am 100% here for it. I cannot wait to dive into the Bad Batch.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I love the Clone Force 99, just that whole group as a whole. But then, of course, I love the way that towards the end of that final season of Clone Wars, we got this little bit tighter, more cinematic animation quality, like you just said. And it looks like from the trailer, we're going to get a lot more of that. A lot more dynamic angles, a lot more dynamic movement. So that should be super cool. Let me go ahead and just read the blurb so people who don't know who the Bad Batch is or what the show's going to be about. So the series follows the elite and experimental troopers of Clone Force 99, first introduced in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Members of Bad Batch, as they prefer to be called, a unique squad of clones who vary genetically from their brothers in the clone army, each possess a singular, exceptional skill, which makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers and a formidable crew. I can't wait. Wait. It's like, to me, it's like the Star Wars meets the Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? Like Wrecker is kind of like Raphael. And you get each one of these people have their own skill set. And I think somebody's going to find somebody in this crew to enjoy the most.
I really agree with that. And for me, Star Wars has always been, what are the Jedi doing? It's always been that way with me. I've always been a big fan of that side of it, the Jedi and the Sith and that conflict there. But the Clone Wars is really kind of driven point to home that there are so many other characters in this universe. And you take what originally were stormtroopers, which no one cared about. They were just kind of cannon fodder and laughing stocks. And then they brought them back to clones. And then you kind of throw in the Jango Fett, Boba Fett thing there. And now you're starting to get these characters developed from Clone Wars into the Bad Batch that you've really kind of grown to love, like Rex and Delta and all of those guys from the 501st. And it's just more of that. And I love it. I'm so excited. I'm very interested to see what this world looks like immediately after Order 66. Because it looks like it takes place right after that, right after the Revenge of the Sith, because you have like Emperor Palpatine, who's here now, and all of that. So I'm interested to see how this world evolves.
I hope that what it does is it gives another vantage point of, say, defectors that were leaving the Empire and how they kind of found their way into the rebellion. I know Star Wars Rebels does a little bit of kind of showing the rebellion in its infancy a little bit, but I feel like this might give us a little more gravitas on the people that were leaving, the exodus of the Empire that was the old Republic coming into this new rebellion kind of world. So it's gonna be cool.
I'm stoked.
So actually, ironically enough, it's coming soon. It's the state of gaming. We're all kind of intermingled. But the first thing I wanted to talk about this week, Dom, you shared a video with me, and I could not help but watch it like 20 freaking times. And the video is, of course, of TPain just playing Call of Duty and sitting in a lobby with a bunch of just horrific bigots, just asshole racists, and then proceeding for the next 57 seconds of this video to own them, and not just own them, but own them and like, have a joyous kind of battle cry the entire time. I want it all. I want it all. I mean, it was, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I know we didn't record it. It's not our video. Go to worldstarhiphop.com, check out the video, or travel over to joystickmaverick.com, check out the blog. We link directly to it and have it embedded in the post as well. So God dang, that was good.
I love this stuff.
Where did you find this?
So I'm like a child of the internet and love TikTok. So I was on TikTok and I saw this and I was like, I honestly didn't recognize it was TPain. And like, I saw this and then I was on Reddit a couple of hours later and like this had blown up and this was TPain. And I was like, oh, this is even better now. And I love this because you talked about how you play Fortnite and I play, competitive first person shooters. I've been playing them since forever.
Yeah.
The anonymity of the internet has been both a blessing and a curse for people who play those games because you can be the biggest version of an asshole on the internet and essentially just get away with it scot-free.
Yeah.
And you play with people that are some of the most vile personalities on the planet. Like they're some of the rudest and meanest and nastiest people. And 9 times out of 10, they're not even old enough to vote, drink, or rent a car and have no mortgage or anything.
Yeah. Life hasn't hit them in the face hard enough yet.
It's so cool. And I love stuff like this. Like I live for shit like this where like immediately TPain's in this lobby. People are dropping the N-bomb all over the place. And then for the next, like you said, 57 seconds, he just fucking dunks on these kids.
Just crushes them.
And then like ends it by like being like, oh, I won. So it's cool, man. I love this shit.
I follow him on TikTok, and one of the videos I saw recently, he was like, yeah, I just realized on Instagram there's a request area. And he had like he's just scrolling through like oceans and oceans of requests from like famous people like Fergie from like 114 weeks ago, like trying to hit him up. He just had no idea. He just imagine like being TPain, who is a household name in and of himself, and then kind of maybe thinking like nobody from that world really remembers or gives a shit or whatever. And I think it was on an interview with him and Gary Vaynerchuk where he was kind of talking about how people kind of ghosted him a little bit, but I mean, it looked like that interview probably around the time 114 weeks ago that they just started to hit him up again. And I think he may have continued until like last week to think people just didn't give a shit. So victory lap to you, TPain. I mean, to me, you've never left. I know to Don the same thing, but glad to have you back, man.
Yeah, I love TPain.
That's good shit.
I'm in love with a stripper.
Yes.
So good. I'm on a boat with the lonely. Awesome. Yeah, dude. TPain's a G.
Oh shit. All right, this one I did a little bit of a pull up. I don't really know who half these people are, but I'm sure you got the same email I did. E3 2020 has announced their list of hosts. So I guess these are the digital event hosts.
There's
you want to expand on these guys? Yeah.
So I know one of them is
Greg Miller. Yeah, there you go.
Greg Miller, who is kind of funny, former IGN, kind of like internet gaming superstar and royalty at this point. He hosted Beyond for years with Colin Moriarty at IGN, and then like Andrew Garfield, Ryan Clements were all there as well. Brian Altano now hosts it. And funnily enough, there's like this whole controversy with Greg Miller and E3, which is hilarious, where he was like banned from E3 for a certain amount of time. For something like, I think like it was just mostly a joke, and now he's like got his revenge that he is now hosting E3. But I love Greg Miller. I love Kind of Funny. Those guys do an exceptional job. Greg Miller has hosted the DICE Awards, EA Play, like the EA Play event. He's done a bunch of hosting gigs, and he's really good at it. And other news with Greg Miller, him and his wife, John Viev, are expecting their first child They just announced this week, so big
Nice.
congrats to him as well.
Congratulations to them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's big.
So I'm stoked. I know that the two others, one is another IGN individual, and then the last guy is an esports guy, and I can't remember his name. If you got it pulled up, you
I've got it pulled up. So we got Jackie Jang. She's an Emmy-nominated TV journalist and current on-camera host for IGN, Nerdist, Funimation, and Anime News Network. She's also hosted several red carpet events and conducted dozens of celebrity interviews for AAA feature films. Alex Golden Boy Mendez is the other host.
He's the esports guy.
Yeah, he's one of the huge esport commentators, host for multiple fan favorite games, including Fortnite, Halo, Valorant, and Overwatch, which is why he's out of these three, he sounds the most familiar, the name Golden Boy. Greg Miller, I'm always going to confuse that with Frank Miller, so sorry, Greg. Just a different kind of world from my brain there. But I definitely am interested to see, how this they said it's 24 hours, basically 24 hours of just coverage. So I don't know how they're going to be able to kind of mix it back and forth live with just these three. I'm sure they're going to have, a kind of a myriad of transitions and different prompts or whatever, but it's going to be tough. They better drink water, sip on some tea with some honey,
so
relax their throat, the whole
Some other E3 news came out this week as well, and that's Konami pulled out of E3.
Really? So that Konami, for those who don't know, is a part of the Gawker network, IO9 and Gizmodo, that kind of stuff, right? Konami?
No, that's Kotaku.
Which one's Konami? Oh, you mean the
publisher,
the game publisher,
the video game publisher. Konami pulled out Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania.
It's not the Kotaku
Kotaku, who's the Gawker network. Those guys, they're still doing E3.
Oh, God.
The video game publisher pulled out of E3 this week after stating that they were going to be at E3 previously. I think just some things came up. They did say, rest assured, they said, our fans, we have a bunch of big projects in the hopper that we're just not ready to show yet. Konami's kind of taken some heat. Especially since with their parting with Hideo Kojima a couple of years back, they haven't really bounced back from him leaving. Hideo Kojima, who essentially, kind of paved the way for a lot of the weird style gaming that he's done, specifically the Metal Gear Solid series as well as the Silent Hill series. And he left Konami not on good terms at all. And
what is he doing now?
And did Death Stranding, but Konami's out. I'm sure we'll start hearing some more about E3 in the next month, because that's like a month and a half away at this point.
I was going to say it's coming. It's Saturday, June 12th through Tuesday, June 15th.
Yeah, so we are right there because it's May. Shit.
It's going to be bonkers.
Before we move to the next thing, I have some breaking news. I just got a message from Mike, our buddy Mike Mahaffey. Mindhunter has finally been renewed for another season.
The Netflix show Mindhunter, where they're the two FBI agents and the scholarly lady from Fringe are looking at psychopaths. Mindhunter.
Yeah, it's essentially the
I got it right.
It finally got.
Oh, it's not called Mino Junto, some other shit. Part of the Gawker network.
But it finally got renewed, which is
awesome.
A big deal. I'm super excited. That's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. So it got renewed for a new season, with Jonathan Groff, the guy who plays the king in the original cast of Hamilton, as well as I think he's Sven in Frozen. I have to ask my wife.
I think he is. Oh, it's awesome. I'm super stoked, and that was perfect, Dom. You know why? Because the next section is coming soon. Bam!
It's like I know these.
Come on, bro. I'm telling you, you've been practicing on those transitions. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. First things first, coming soon.
Yep.
Resident Evil Village coming out on this Friday, the 7th, right? May 7th?
Yeah, 7th. Okay, so this Friday. Yep.
So I guess a couple of people got their little brief beta updates for for PC only, actually. So they got to play. I haven't seen anything except for obviously some of the promo footage. I'm actually really excited for this game. I might believe it's coming to all, not just this current next
Should be coming to
gen,
everything.
but also it's coming to everything. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
it
going to
should
be
be
able to
coming to
play.
everything.
And I can't. I'm going to try my best to see if my wife will watch me play this in the dark. So if we can make that happen, I might have to put that on Twitch for a little bit because,
Yeah,
I mean, who
it
knows?
looks creepy as shit.
I could
Dude.
be a dad by Saturday. Just and all of a sudden, Margot will come screaming out. So that's fantastic. Next up is also from executive producers Susan and Robert Downey Jr., a DC comic on Netflix, Sweet Tooth.
This is supposed to be like huge. First of all, I heard the name Sweet Tooth and got really excited that we were getting like a Twisted Metal origin story from the old game. It was like, shit, they're doing a Sweet Tooth TV show. I can't believe it. And then come to find out it's about a boy with some elk antlers.
No.
But I've heard this is incredible. I don't know anything about this. I watched the trailer. It looks really cool. But I've heard that this is really a really good graphic novel.
So if you want,
by a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll read it's funny. I'll read the Netflix little synopsis, and then I'll read you the DC one. This is fantastic because usually whenever I read something from Netflix, it's always underwhelming. So this is great. On a perilous adventure across a post-apocalyptic world, a lovable boy who's half human and half deer searches for a new beginning with a gruff protector. Doesn't that sound nice?
It does.
Just a nice adventure with a gruff protector. It's like, if it's a gruff protector, it's got to be Frank Grillo in my mind. But if it's not, whatever. So the description from DC, however, says it's set in a world where a virus wipes out most of humanity. At the same time, an unexplained wave of human/animal hybrid children begin emerging. The story largely focuses on one of these hybrids, a deer boy named Gus, and his relationship with a grizzled former hockey player named Jeopard, as they attempt to find a rumored sanctuary for hybrid children. That's way more descriptive.
Super descriptive. Like, I actually know what that's about now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Plus, like, the virus that sweeps most of humanity, I get it. It's like COVID. That's whatever. It happened. It happened. Now we get to, instead of getting coughs and if you get hybrid, deer kids,
yeah.
Bad, Michelle would love Margot. She came out with little horns and antlers and little fluffy ears.
Heck
great.
Yeah. But
next, moving right along on our coming soon, Vincent Kartheiser. Sorry, man, if I butchered your name.
Dickhead from Mad Men.
It sure is. Michelle and I met this guy at a hotel. I'm not going to say which one, in Lower Manhattan. We went to New York back in 2019, just before COVID hit, and couldn't have been nicer. We were lit on our way to a burlesque show, walking through the hallway. She spotted him first. She goes, "Is that?" I said, "Oh, yeah." And then really creepily did this, like, we're going to murder you turn. And he couldn't have been sweeter. He was clearly just getting off work, a little disheveled, but we got a nice picture. Check it out on Instagram. I'm not showing it to you because we look awful. But he's evidently going to play Scarecrow in season 3 of DC's Titans. So I can't.
Have you watched this show?
Awesome. I have. I actually enjoy it.
I enjoy it a lot, dude. Ever since, like, Dick Grayson come out, was like, fuck Batman. And I was like, Batman. Yo, this is dope. Boom. And the casting news just keeps getting better and better for this. The first season was pretty standard with, the Robin, Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire, and
Cyborg
for a little bit. Yeah. For a little bit
because they introduced Doom Patrol around the same time.
Patrol. And then, like, second season popped off because you added, like, the guy from Game of Thrones was Bruce Wayne. I can't remember his name.
Right.
The guy who was, like, Daenerys's, like, caretaker was Bruce Wayne. And then you had Jason Todd as the new Robin. Dick Grayson finally got the Nightwing suit. You had Deathstroke's daughter in there. And then this new season, they've already announced that Barbara Gordon is going to be in it. Which is awesome. That Jason Todd's going to be putting on the Red Hood for this. Now we have this guy, Vincent Kartheiser, as Scarecrow. It's shaping up to be really cool. I'm really excited for Titans. It's a little corny. The visuals are not great. It's definitely not a huge budget show, but it is for comic fans and fans of DC. It's a fun show.
I think we're starting to see, I'm not going to pull my punch too early, but this kind of reminds me of, somebody had said that the first several phases of the Marvel Universe kind of marked the golden era of comic book movies and comic book TV shows. We saw a lot of that with the CW. We've already talked about your old high school buddy Grant
Gustin, yeah.
Yeah. And Arrowverse, the whole nine. But this one, some of their outfits, some of their costumes just look bigger than they're supposed to be. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like it's just half a size or one size too big. So it's always kind of feel like every armored plate is kind of wrinkling up on it. It looks a little hunky, a little weird. But there's something else coming up we'll discuss. And this kind of makes me feel like we're slowly drifting into should they have made that kind of era of comic book movies or comic book shows.
Yeah.
So hopefully they tighten it up this season. Hopefully the Red Hood outfit looks dope. Instead of the one screenshot I've seen where like it looks like a normal person standing there and the Red Hood's about this big. So I mean,
a big ass motorcycle helmet. Yeah.
Dude, it looks massive. But I realize this is the real world. Not everything can be comic book accurate. If Robert Downey Jr. was actually the dimensions of a comic book Iron Man, he'd be like top short. His torso would be smidgened and his legs would be a complete 6 feet tall. So
yeah.
Next up, I know you saw the trailer for it. Dexter season 9.
Nina Simone singing in the trailer. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's all you need. All you need to hook me is good trailer music and him smirking at the end. I'm already in. I hated the last season of Dexter. I hated most of Dexter after John Lithgow.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Rita,
he
was so good as Trinity Killer. I hated most of the rest of Dexter, but I'm gonna come back and watch this one.
Yeah, season 8 definitely pissed me off. Michael C. Hall did a great job. I mean, most of that, he basically was trying to carry that last season, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They started filming season 9 in February. They're set to wrap it up in July, with this kind of being set 10 years from when he got lost in the storm of Hurricane Laura, I think it was. But I'm interested to see where they go with it. I'm glad he's got rid of the fake beard. That whole last season pissed me off, and the icing on the cake was that horrific fake beard at the end.
It was bad.
He clearly can grow it.
Yeah.
He couldn't have took the 3 weeks to get it out. I mean, I realize some people love beard slower, but damn.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yes. It's bad.
It's not good. So,
but I'm stoked. This is going to be cool. I hope that they do it justice. I started reading the Dexter books, and the Dexter books, like, from the beginning completely deviate from the show, and they're so good. But I loved this show.
So, but in the books, is there like a surprise, motherfucker? Is there any of that, or just?
Yeah. So the biggest thing with the books is that he trains Harrison and his like little ones, the Rita's kids.
Yeah.
To be killers.
Oh, that's awesome.
According to Dakota Harry.
Oh, yeah, man, dude, I would watch a show with a dad psychopath teaching children psychopaths to be good.
And I think, look, Huerta gets killed in the first book. Like, she's gone immediately.
Damn.
So,
what about Angel? Did he die in season 8? No, he's still kicking, right?
I think so. I think he's still kicking.
I like that actor a lot.
I do too.
He can do no wrong for me.
Yeah.
All right, next. Boom. I actually started watching this yesterday. I've only just gotten through season 1. Feel free to spoil it, though. This show is awesome.
It's so good. It is so awesome. Good. I love this show.
For all of you listening along,
video game property show that has ever come out. It is so fucking good.
As you could hear from Don's voice, we can only be talking about Castlevania season 4. The final season on Netflix has just been teased a little bit. I couldn't find a date on when it was actually going to be coming out.
It's supposed to be this year.
Yeah, but they are. Yeah, this year I think. Yeah, you're right. This year it's only going to run for 10 episodes, which is way better than the 4 episodes of the first season that I just kind of crushed. But damn, Alucard, Trevor Belmont, and then I could never remember Homegirl, the little sorceress wizard. But look at all these different characters. I have no idea who they are, so I'm excited for 2 and 3. But so season 4, I'll read the quick little synopsis here. Wallachia collapses into chaos as factions clash. Some attempting to take control, others attempting to bring Dracula back from the dead. Oh man, that means he dies. Oh, okay, spoilers. Nobody is who they seem, and nobody can be trusted. These are the end times. So evidently, we're going back to where it returns, or where it started from, where I'm currently at. I'm evidently going to be leaving Wallachia and coming back. So I think that's how you pronounce it.
It's
Wallachia?
Wallachia.
Damn it. You know what? We're just going to do this whole episode over. From now, okay, this is Dom, your primary host of the show. He's going to be pronouncing everything. He speaks the most languages anyways, so.
Castlevania, dude, Castlevania by and large is one of my favorite video game properties as far as the lore is concerned. It goes so deep. It takes a story, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and really just transforms it into this whole world building experience. And this show has done such an exceptional job. Season 1 being 4 episodes, you end that season, Alucard wakes up. Right. And for those of you who don't know, Alucard is Dracula backwards. And he is the what do they call Blade? Daywalker? They call him a Daywalker. That's what they call Blade, but he's essentially a Daywalker where he's kind of half vampire, half human. They call him a Dompiel.
Right, because it was Dracula's wife and him that made Alucard. Right.
Yeah, Dracula's wife and him. And the next 2 seasons just amp it up. I mean, you get a lot of the old school music. I mean, they use Bloody Tears from Castlevania in there.
That's awesome.
It has like Symphony of the Night vibes. Alucard has all the powers that he has from that, where he can turn into a wolf, where he can turn into mist, where he can turn into a bat, where he can, he has the sword and all that. It's really well done. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
That's badass.
And what really is exciting is that this did so well that the guy who did this, I can't remember the director, is doing a Devil May Cry version of this, where they're taking the Devil May Cry property, which is probably my favorite video game franchise of all time, and they're making it into a series like this. And that's
going to be bigger, man. That's going to be, honestly, I think that might be even bigger because, correct me if I'm wrong, Devil May Cry has had how many games? Like 4 or 5 games now?
Devil May Cry has been a lot more in the spotlight recently.
That's why I think it's going to be huge.
10 and 20 games, but it's a niche audience, and it hasn't been around recently. I mean, the last 2 that came out were Lords of Shadow 1 and 2 for the Xbox 360 and PS3.
So it's definitely going to be, I mean, to me, if the animation style is just as good as this is,
it'd be incredible.
People are going to flock to it. Obviously, all the other, I guess, Netflix / video game property that I would even think would be even kind of close would be The Witcher, but that's because of my guy Henry Cavill. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Next up, kind of a weird segue. So Henry Cavill plays Superman. It's a superhero. We're going right into another Netflix property. It's coming out this Friday, so May 7th. Jupiter's Legacy. Dom just watched a trailer for it. I watched the trailer for it only for the second time because I hated it so much the first time.
I'm tired of this.
Thank you.
I'm so fucking tired of this.
Thank you.
We have, and like, this is a hot take. It's like we have The Boys, and then we have what's the other one that I was just talking? Invincible. Robert Kirkman's Invincible, this show that came out. And then you have this, where like superheroes are dicks, and like, there's like this weird angsty thing going on. And I've heard Invincible's incredible. Mike keeps telling me to watch it. I'm gonna watch it, Mike. I'm telling you, I'm gonna watch it.
Mike, I haven't watched it either. I'm in Dom's boat. I'm in the same boat as Dom. The only reason I'm even interested is because Box Logic did like a mock-up of Nick Offerman as Omni-Man.
Yeah.
That's it. But
The Boys was okay. I'm just tired of it. Like, I think they're just going to the well too much. Like, this looks exactly like a knockoff of The Boys to me.
This is what I mean by like that the golden age might be coming to an end, where a lot of Netflix has money, right? They got money for days, and I don't care what studio helped pay for it. But the point is, you're right. This is definitely going to the well too often, too many times. Like, if I want some angsty superhero shit, I'll continue to watch Superman and Lois, which I'm enjoying on the CW with their 2 kids who are all angsty and teenagey. But damn.
I just don't get it. We keep getting bullshit like this, but we can't get a decent X-Men property. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I haven't even watched New Mutants, which is on HBO Max now, and I heard that's not good. We keep getting this shit. Just put the money towards more X-Men.
Look, if you want to ruin your weekend with some like comic book movie, anything, watch New Mutants, okay? Or watch it back to back so you at least rip the band-aid off and just cringe the whole day. Because I feel like unless there's some incredible world-class acting combination with a story I've never heard before, I think this is going to fall flat. It might be a big bust. Now, granted, it comes with my subscription to Netflix, so it's not changing my bills by any means.
Right. I'm probably gonna watch it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
pay for
we got to
Netflix,
now,
and
right?
that's what they're banking on. Is that
Exactly.
millions of people pay for Netflix, and they're like, "Oh, here's a cast of actors that I kind of recognize, but not from anything really important. I'll watch this because
Yeah.
literally, I recognize everybody in this photo, but I couldn't tell you their name, and I couldn't tell you what they've been in.
The only one I got is Josh Duhamel, and I think it's hilarious because he's got beautiful
I
skin,
thought
but he's
that was
got
Josh
white
Duhamel.
hair and white beard. Oh, he's old and crotchety, but he's got supple skin. I don't buy it, Netflix. Nobody's buying it. But no, I mean this to me, it's so again, it's a hard juxtaposition. It looks like it's going to kind of suck, and then you look at something like Doom Patrol, which on paper, on poster, looks like it's going to suck, and then you get
Yeah,
Brendan
it's
Fraser
incredible.
as the voice of an arrogant, wants to be drunk all the time robot who's an asshole. You got what's his name, Matthew Balmer in there. You got a freaking old Bond. It just works. Now this, I think, isn't going to work. They tried. Hopefully
So
it does
before we
a
move
little bit.
on to the next segment, there are a few other coming soons that I meant to put in our show that I wanted to just briefly highlight.
Pepper it up.
Master of None season 3 has been announced. It's coming out next month, actually this month in May. It's 6 episodes and it's focusing on Lena Waithe's character.
So not
Um,
Aziz. Okay.
not Aziz's character. It's called I think it's called Moments in Love, and it's focusing on Lena Waithe's marriage character. Dev Aziz's character is in the show, but
Clearly taking the back seat. Got it.
clearly taking the backseat. I know that people have been waiting for Master of None for a couple of years. I personally have loved both the first and second season. I think it speaks to a generation that is in our age group,
Yep.
especially kind of living through that. As you know, in our 20s and 30s. So that's one that's coming. We did have a new release that came out on Friday that I haven't watched yet, but it's Without Remorse. It is an Amazon original movie based off the Tom Clancy book Without Remorse, and it covers the story, the origin story of John Kelly, who later becomes John Clark, who is Jack Ryan's kind of CIA homeboy.
Oh shit.
John Clark was played by Willem Dafoe in I think Patriot Games and Clear one of the Harrison Ford ones. But Michael B. Jordan plays John Clark. I'm really excited. It looks like it takes place in that same time frame and universe as the Jack Ryan TV show with John Krasinski. And this movie just came out on Friday, so it's something to keep your eye on. I'm definitely going to watch it this week, and I'll have more to talk about it when we come back next week.
I'm getting chills, man. Could you imagine just a world where Michael B. Jordan is on screen?
With John Krasinski?
Yeah,
It's going to be
dude.
sweet, dude. I hope.
Oh, that'd
And
be
for those who
awesome.
don't know, John Clark is the guy who started Rainbow Six. That's the
Oh
thing he's
shit,
most known for in the Tom Clancy universe. He's the guy who started Rainbow Six.
dude.
So
Let's get it.
exciting.
That was definitely worth adding. Thank you. That's huge.
But that's all I got for coming soon.
All right. Well, this is a great time for a word from our sponsors.
Any this week?
No.
No sponsors this week.
No sponsors this week. None.
We'll get them.
That's right.
Extends will probably be our first one.
yeah. Or like any kind of tabloid. Like just
right.
we're
Brought to
definitely
you by the National Enquirer.
yeah, exactly.
That boy is real.
Yeah, UFOs up your ass. Okay. Final round this week. Actually, I'm going to pass this on to, hey, Dom, you got a promotion. You're now the lead Nintendo Switch correspondent. I'm going to pass this off for the new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. So Pokemon Snap came out on Friday. I worked Friday most of the day. And then at about 10 o'clock in the morning, when I woke up and put in a couple of hours, made my coffee, I was like, oh shit, Pokemon Snap came out. So I downloaded it to my Switch. It is more of the same, and that is a-okay with me.
No. Okay. Okay, so it's not like just boring more of the same, but it's also more of the same. All right.
No, it's more of the same. It's very much it's on the rails. You're going through, and I've only played about an hour and a half of it thus far because I've had a pretty busy weekend, but it is they've added a little more of a story where you're in the lentil region and you're kind of doing this research project, but you're in your little pod that you're going through the level and all the Pokemon are running by and you want to, you know, snap a picture with them, doing something or trying to find hidden ones. And it's really cool. All I can say about Pokemon Snap is that it really hits that, hey, I used to play this on Nintendo 64 20 years ago, and I love this game. And I love Pokemon anyway, and it's just more of, hey, that's cool. And I hope that it just continues on and on.
So, how do the graphics compare to, say, even just this kind of wallpaper I've got up here for those watching? But is it as smooth quality as we kind of
Oh,
would come to
yeah.
expect from this
It's
generation of
super.
console,
That was
or is it
I was actually
polygon
very
bullshit?
surprised about how smooth it was. It does.
Okay.
It looks great. It looks about the same quality as like Pokemon Sword and Shield were on.
Okay.
So definitely up from what it used to be. And Pokemon Snap, back in the day on Nintendo 64 looked incredible. It was like kind of the first time, other than Pokemon Stadium, that you got to see a lot of these guys in 3D. But yeah, this is all. It looks crisp. It's vibrant. The world that I've done, that immediately is beautiful and green. It has, you know, water and sunlight, and it's really vibrant, and I really like it. So I hope that that continues and we get some like subterranean ones. And I know they did mention like going at night, so there might be, you know, night versions of these first levels as well. So
So that's a kind of a question I had about the gameplay. Did you feel like it was something you could pick up pretty easily? Not necessarily like the difficulty of playing,
yeah.
but like repeatability. Like, are you going to come back week after week, push through the game, push through the levels, and then are the levels or the worlds, are they based off of your like local time zone, or is it like, okay, this next level is going to be a nighttime one,
I
that
think
kind of
that
stuff?
it's pretty canned. I don't think it's based off of my time zone. I'm not sure. I only played it during the day, so I'll boot it up tonight and we'll see.
That'd be
Um,
crazy.
but it does have that replayability factor to me, because what is awesome about Pokemon Snap is that like it's kind of like that Angry Birds 3-star thing where you can beat the level, but you want to get 3 stars.
Right.
And there's that same way here. It's the way that you take the picture. It's, does this Pokemon have another Pokemon in it with you? Is it doing a special pose? Is it eating something? Is it flying at the screen?
Mm.
All of that goes into account when you're getting scored. So
So
it
perfectionists like myself and yourself, we're going to really want to drill down into this game, get the
absolutely.
details. I guess my next question is probably way too soon to ask, but for now, is there anything they could have improved on so far?
I don't like the motion control. So there's motion
Ooh.
controls on it, and I think you might be able to turn it off. But I don't have my Switch connected to the TV. My
Mhm.
wife has the big Switch, and I have the Switch Lite, and I'm
Right.
playing this on Switch Lite, which is purely in handheld mode. And I'm
Yeah.
usually just sitting down or laying down in bed playing it. And the camera has a motion control where you can move it around and take the photo, but it also
Mm.
uses the thumbstick. So I found it getting a little wonky when I was like moving the thumbsticks, and if I like jostled a little bit, it would get out, you know, it would come out of
Oh,
focus.
that would
So
drive me nuts, dude.
I think you can turn that off. I'm not 100% sure, but if you can't, then I would say that is something that needs to be improved on
Yeah, it's
pretty
definitely an
immediately.
update that would need to happen. I remember playing the original, not the flex here, but on the NES, Super Mario Brothers, and I remember my dad trying to play along with me, and because he was very much, older generation, very physical, in order for him to think that Mario would jump higher, I remember him just flicking the controller, like trying to get it to move further. And I think we all did the same thing where we pressed the right arrow harder, or we pressed A harder, thinking that there was gonna somehow make that character go farther or faster or jump higher. When in truth, it definitely had zero effect on the outcome.
Look, it's the
Um,
same thing with Pokemon when you throw a Pokeball and you started rapidly tapping B. to make it catch.
It did nothing.
It did nothing. It was
It did
completely
nothing.
placebo.
Yeah. I mean, you can't tell me that not every game you've ever played, you've not done that.
When you're
the
playing,
same thing.
You're like flying Ace Combat or some shit, and you're flying a jet, and you're like moving with the jet and shit, and you're like
This helps.
in and out.
This helps. This helps.
When you feel like you're gonna get better if you like scoot up closer to the screen and shit. Yeah, dude.
The only game that works better for is Duck Hunt. I'm sorry. It's the only game that works better for it. Period. But no, this is awesome. Man, I still want to play this. I don't have a Switch myself yet. I'm sure as Margot continues to grow up, I'll get back into my Nintendo life. Historically, I was a Nintendo everything. Game Boy, all the different versions. When 64 came out, GameCube, etc. These days, I'm Xbox. What? But I definitely am envious of the people that still get to play this game. And Nintendo's got a lock on this entire genre for now. So kudos to them. Well, cool. Are you playing anything new besides Pokemon this past week? I personally have not. I'm a Fortnite guy. All I did was realize that I missed an entire week where Batman was reintroduced into Fortnite lore. So a little upset about that. But how about you?
No, not really. I'm playing Magic the Gathering Arena on iPhone and iPad. That came out a couple of weeks ago on iPhone and iPad, and I played that game on computer religiously, and it's now back on iPad. I watched the Lord of the Rings movies this weekend. I watched the first one and like a bit of the second one because we only watched the extended ones, and those are 4-hour movies. But I got that World of Warcraft itch again because I always get it whenever I watch that shit. Oh man, I want to go play World of Warcraft again and sink 2,000 hours into it and not eat, sleep, or drink for months. And
dude, you can't watch anything like that and not get that itch.
No,
I mean anything fantastical with wizards and swords and shields, you're like, it hits that little bit of like, you remember what you used to enjoy?
I know.
You remember you only got sick of it after 4 months at a time. Yeah,
you used to throw stuff across the room because something happened. But no, I've been playing that. I haven't been playing that. I want to play that, but I've been playing Destiny still. The new season for Destiny comes out not this Tuesday when this comes out, but then following Tuesday. Okay. That usually comes with a whole bunch of content and all of that. I'll probably talk a lot more about that next show because we'll probably by then see a trailer and kind of see exactly what's going on there.
Sounds good.
But that's coming. I'm excited to sink my teeth into Resident Evil and this Pokemon Snap a lot more because man, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah,
cool. No, I'm definitely excited for next week. I think we got this show should be an example that we've got a lot of things coming up, a lot of things starting to roll out. Obviously, it's that time of year again. We're getting into the summer blockbusters. We got Resident Evil. You've got a new season of Destiny. I know I'm going to get another season here soon of Fortnite. So it's kind of exciting, but
next
kind of also daunting.
Dude,
it's starting to
going to be huge. We
got May the 4th, work,
and they always got a whole bunch of shit announced on Star Wars Day.
Dude, I mean, I love this.
I might wear Jedi robes to the show, dude. You don't know.
We might have to start doing 2 episodes a week, though. Like, if it gets too much, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it becomes like a 45-minute show that turns into a 3-hour show, see y'all on Tuesday and Thursdays. How about that? Cash me outside. All right. Well, that's it. I am Ernie Hawkins.
I am Dom Irvin.
And this has been another episode 6 of Joystick Maverick. You can find us on social, Joystick Maverick on all the platforms, joystickmaverick.com. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
That was a good show. That was a little shorter than our